Thank you for viewing this presentation and for considering joining us for the Peru adventure in 2017. Picture here shows the group that went last year. A few of them are missing, but that's a beautiful scene of the Machu Picchu site there with Huayna Picchu in the background. I am Billy Moore, the tour coordinator. Indus Travel is assisting us with tour arrangements as they have for 3 previous tours to Peru and Egypt. In all, I've coordinated 5 tours and nearly 200 participants went with us. The trip will commence on an early morning departure from Miami on Monday, the 15th of May. Upon arrival in Cusco, we'll have a day to recover and explore the city. On day 2, we tour the Sacred Valley. You see some pictures here of the Sacred Valley and the bus similar to what we'll be riding in. Overall, the tour focus is on Cusco, the Sacred Valley, Machu Picchu, and the village of Aguas Calientes. Cusco is the hub for exploring Inca architecture and culture. And we'll be there 3 days and 3 days in Aguas Calientes and 1 day in Lima. We'll spend our last day in Lima enjoying the city tour, followed by an evening in Lima to enjoy the nightlife and the dining in the area. The main difference from previous tours to Peru is a 3 day visit to the quaint village of Aguas Calientes in the valley at the base of Machu Picchu. Last year we only stayed there one night, and it certainly wasn't enough time there, as everyone agreed. A complete listing of daily events is on the itinerary document that's attached to the emails that you've likely received by now. Some participants have asked to extend their stay in Peru. With prior coordination, this is not a problem. Additional tours can be planned by our travel agent or by the individuals. There are other sites to visit. We just don't have time in a 3 day, in a 7, 8 day tour. The month of May was chosen for its excellent weather potential. Comfortable days with little chance of rain and practically non-existent insects. Airlines is a world-class carrier that serves North and South America using modern Airbus aircraft. The airline is a member of the Star Alliance, for you folks that keep track of that. The flight schedule. Note the departure time from Miami is a difficult 3 a.m., but this early departure enables us to fly to Cusco without having to transfer to a Lima hotel for a one-night stay and then a very, very early morning departure for Cusco. The arrangement effectively provides us with an extra day to explore Peru. There's a look at our schedule, and you'll be provided with a copy of that to carry with you when I get your tickets. A passport is required and should be valid for at least 6 months. Visas and immunizations are not required. However, if you're traveling to the Amazon basin, immunization will be required. For our trip, it's not required. The Casa is a comfortable hotel for our 3 nights in Cusco. We stayed here in our last trip. The hotel is centrally located with easy access to the town center and shopping and restaurants. Ample shopping opportunities for items unique to Peru available in all of our travels. The currency exchange is very favorable. The American dollar is strong. The Cusco Square is a scenic place to spend leisure time for shopping and dining. The square is adjacent to our hotel, and the elevation is nearly a little over 11,000 feet. Amazingly, uh, Machu Picchu is about 3,000 feet lower than our location in Cusco. Here's another shot of the square. There'll be some cathedrals around the square, two or three. And it's enjoyable, and you'll want to spend some time there both day and night. The day excursion via motor coach to the Sacred Valley provides an unforgettable opportunity to view the Andes with their glaciers and rugged peaks, as well as the architecture that the Incas have built in the valley and on the mountainsides. You'll find it quite impressive. The Pisca Market is in the valley. We'll visit this marketplace. The color and crafts will be memorable. Keep your camera at the ready for this. Native dress is very standard throughout the valley. You'll appreciate it. A 2-hour train excursion will deliver us to a small village of Aguas Calientes at the base of Machu Picchu, where we will spend 3 nights. It's a scenic ride into a mountain valley where there is no access by road. There will be an opportunity for a few of us that elect to take this option to disembark the train and enjoy a 4-hour hike on the Inca Trail to arrive at the village later in the day. There will be no cost for this, of course, and you'll see some beautiful scenery and say you've walked the Inca Trail. From the El Mapi Hotel, where we'll be staying, we have the opportunity to explore the village, enjoy the hot springs, visit scenic spots, shop, and enjoy lunches at quaint restaurants. I say lunches because breakfasts and dinners are provided in the hotel. The dinners are really nice. You won't want to miss those. There's no charge for that. In fact, breakfast is included at every stop, every day. For those that wish to partake, the hot springs are located an easy stroll from our hotel. After visiting the Machu Picchu site, the springs might be quite relaxing. Last year, I was the only one that got up there because our time was so limited in Aguas Calientes. I think all of you'll want to try it. These mineral springs really, really are comfortable. On day 4, we have the entire day to explore the Machu Picchu site. Built in about 1450, the site was occupied for 100 years until the Spanish conquest began. Brought to the world's attention by an American archaeologist about 100 years ago, the site was restored and became a World Heritage Site. Again, note that is about 3,000 feet lower than Cusco. Huayna Picchu is the mountain peak in the background here. I'll have something to say about that in the next slide. Huayna Picchu is about 1,000 feet above Machu Picchu. There are many impressive structures and terraces built on the seemingly impossible terrain, as you can see on the photo on the left. On the right is a view of Machu Picchu from near the summit. I will arrange an optional climb for those that might be interested in joining me. Last year, 5 people made the climb. I will have to make reservations for this because it's very much in demand. Day 5 in the village is an open day. Individuals or groups can continue exploring the area, spend time in the village, visit a nearby waterfall, and enjoy the shops and restaurants. The following morning, after breakfast, we will board the Vista Dome for a return to. After arriving in Cusco at about noon, we will first return to our hotel before touring nearby ruins and enjoying more time on the square and the excellent restaurants for dinner. We will spend one night in Lima. The following morning, after an early breakfast, we will depart for our trip home. Our Lima hotel is centrally located to shopping and restaurants, and the ocean front is easily accessible. Our tour of Lima will include visits to cathedrals and government buildings and an enjoyable ride through the city. Nightlife, shopping, and dining at the oceanfront is very enjoyable in Lima. This is just a look at the currency that we'll be using. The smallest bill you'll see is a 10, it's worth about $3. Then you have a 20 and a 50. Likely the largest bill you see will be a 100 sol, worth about $31. I will provide updated conversion tables before the trip. This one is a previous one used last year, but the exchange rate's about the same. Money exchanges are readily available in Cusco and Lima, and the dollar is positioned very favorable to the Peruvian sol. Just a few recommendations. Dress much like you would wear anywhere else when touring. Suggest you bring a light rain jacket in the event of a brief shower. You could purchase one locally if you like. A simple plastic one will do because we're not expecting any rain. You can expect comfortable temperatures during the day, but bring a light jacket for the cooler evenings. As I've mentioned before, insect protection was not needed in last year's visit. During early May, we never saw an insect. The trip before, a year or so before, 2014, I believe, my legs were eaten up by some kind of bug, but we had no problem like that this time. The first trip was in September. I think the change to May really made a difference. There is bus transportation up the mountain to the Machu Picchu site. Once you get there, expect minimal climbing, but do wear adequate shoes and consider taking a hiking stick and a light lunch. The double occupancy cost is 2,000, nearly 600, only about $50 more than last year. But that's with added 3 nights in a very remote location and 3 dinners that weren't with us last year. For those seeking a roommate, I will coordinate. I have successfully done this over the previous 5 trips. We will need 20 participants to make the trip, and we'll need a full commitment by 8 February. It's required to ensure that the flights, hotel bookings, and site tours are booked in advance. Please help me recruit. Any payments made before the due date will not be deposited until after the due date. Again, an extended stay in Peru is possible. Indus can coordinate. Just let me know early if you're going to exercise this option. Delayed departures from Lima should not require any extra charge. Please do not hesitate to contact me with any questions. Hopefully you will accompany us on this great adventure. If you went to Peru and did nothing but sit on that rock there next to me in the photo, it would be worth the trip. Machu Picchu is as impressive as the Grand Canyon, as impressive as the Great Wall, as impressive as the pyramids. You will not be disappointed. And thank you for viewing this presentation. For all that are going on the tour, we will meet at my home to get acquainted and share more information before the trip. Thank you.